Okay, so we're going to go over sideboarding and gameplay for the Rakdos Midrange matchup. Alright, so with our mono white list here, we have 15 planes, 4 Mutavaults, Castle Ardenvale, and 2 Agonjos. Now, notably, the cards that are going to matter the most in this matchup are going to be the Mutavaults are great, the Castle's great for grindy games. The recruitment officer drawing extra cards is very important. Giant killer being able to kill the Bone Crusher Giant, but mostly the shield that gets in the way. It'll brick us up and we can't get through it. And then our worst cards in the matchup are in the main deck matchup are the Brutal Cathars and the Brave Elements. You're gonna want to trade these. You want to trade these Brave Elements early most of the time. Is like as soon as you can, trade it for a spell anywhere you can. Just a 1-for-1 to get the cards out of their hand because they are going to have red and black creatures throughout the game, and most of the time you're not going to have a window to swing. Now, if you can get yourself into a position where it's good, obviously take it, but it's going to be harder because so much removal flying everywhere. I would just rather try to take 1-for-1s wherever you can get it instead of trying to use it for a punch him in the face, kill him real quick. But that is also an option. Brutal Cathar is like rough because it just keeps dying in the matchup a lot. Notably, the best thing to take in the matchup is like Shieldred when you're about to kill them for lethal, or like whatever creature's in the way for lethal. Also, taking a Fable the Mirrorbreaker token is like a very good play. I like that one a lot most of the time. Just like kill their token, and then there's no repercussion for when Brutal Cathar dies, so it doesn't feel as bad. But you're just gonna have to navigate with those, and then with the rest of these creatures, they're pretty fine. Notably, the Bodyguard usually goes on our best creature. Um, we could put the Bodyguard on the Recruitment Officer if you want to protect it to try to grind more. But sometimes you're just going to want to put it on like Adeline or Thick Thalia's Lieutenant or a Thalia that's like got some counters on it and just punch him in the face harder. Alright. Now, let's go to our sideboarded games here. Move these back. Alright, with our sideboard right now, we have Portable Holes, we do not want. We have Wedding Announcements, we do want this matchup. Redains, we're not going to want those in this matchup at all. Fateful Absence, we're going to want these in the matchup. Alright, so Unlicensed Thirst and Destroy Evil are our last options here. Unlicensed Thirst doesn't really do much, but it can grind them out. Basically, I want to take out these 8 cards. And I like Destroy Evil because it kills Shieldred, but that's it. And it can blow up a Fable sometimes, which is relevant very few. So I don't like to bring both of them in because they can get stuck in your hand and feel real bad. So I like one Destroy Evil, and I like to bring in one Unlicensed Thirst to... You can fight their Kroxa with it if you want to. It's not the real goal of the thing. The strategy is to bring it in to have a card that grows bigger than their board that is also not going to die to a extinction event or a like any of their various Wrath of God effects. So I like to go these 8 out for these 8 in and just become a grindier deck. Alright, so we're on the play. We have 4 lands, but we also have a good curve. We're going to keep this and see how the top deck goes, but we have a solid 3 cards, so our first 3 turns are pretty good here. It's against Rakdos, so no Thoughtseize. They probably have a push. We drew a 5th Plains. Bad. But we are casting anything, so we'll see what happens here. The Hopeful did not die, so I don't know if it's a giant they have here. I'm going to leave this Brave up in case they have a Bone Crusher. I'll just play off curve to use this Brave as long as it can.
This could be Rakdos. No, that's Fable. Just pass here. Do I load some cards away, maybe? Misery, Shadow, and Croxa. Ooh. Alright. That's okay for us. Let's take it. It would not be good if they slammed a Shieldred, though. Yeah. Other planes. Okay. Now we're just gonna ship this back. We're gonna fight back now. A Giant Killer would be a very good card to get a hold of next turn. So our Adeline can take control of this board. What do they have? Extinction Event main deck. Wow. We'll be at 8. We're just gonna concede this one. Go to the board. Alright, we've got 4 weddings. I like these absents. Don't like the Braves or these Brutals. Cut the other 2 for 1 Destroy Evil, 1 Hearse. The Hearse isn't like a non-Wrath of God threat they have to deal with sometimes, and I can eat the Croaks if I need to, but that's not where we were thinking at all. Destroy Evil is just another card to answer Shieldred. The reason I don't want the other Destroy Evil is because we already have 2 Absence, 2 Giant Killer to try to fight it, and we have 2 Agonjo if that's a thing. So we just wanted another Destroy Evil to get that number up. Cards that are very important here are going to be the Wedding Announcement and Castle that kill spells. And then the threats are like less important, but these Recruitment Officers are pretty good in the matchup. We're going to want to try to use its ability as many times as possible to get as much cards up as we can. So we'll go in like this, and we're on the play. Alright, I think this hand's okay. We're going to lead on the Hopeful. Hold. We're going to sandbag the Recruitment. 4 lands and 3 cards is a rough keep, but I'd rather not maul, and we have stuff to do already, so I think it's fine. We have a castle as well. When we flood a little more, it's good. We have the recruitment officer to dig. Probably we're gonna play as recruitment officer, but it's probably gonna get pushed or bone crusher. Okay, no turn one play. Okay, we're gonna run out lieutenant. We have a curve going, which is a lot of damage curve here. So next turn we get to go add a line, and that triggers a lieutenant, and it'll make a token when we attack with it, make her regain it again. So we have potentially a lot of damage here, but it's it could be broken up pretty easily. Looks like they got a bone crusher here. They're gonna try to break up things with. We're still gonna just jam the Adeline. It could be. They could have. They have the best they could have is a push and a volley, which would be very rough. Looks like it's a bone crusher. Oh, a noxious grasp. That is also fine. All right. We're probably gonna save the recruitment officer until we have the 5th land in play. That way we can play and immediately draw a card off of it. Hopefully. Bone crusher there. Push our guy. Now we have no threats. I'm still going to hold the recruitment officer here to try to get a card next turn. So I'm going to get time walked here. Shieldred. No. Bone crusher coming down. Okay. Oh, trespasser, even worse. Immutable out. This officer, let's pass turn. Try to get a card here. Wedding announcement would be a good draw step as well. They have a lot of mana. It's just a giant now. Alright, they got a bone crusher. 2 cards. And they shocked in a land, so they have something going on. Alright, we'll get our ability in. We found a lieutenant, we'll take that. Drew an absence. To that castle. We can go ahead and get this trespasser out of here. Let's just use this lieutenant. We'll pass the turn here. Okay, we're gonna go for a card. Take that Adeline. You're gonna hit us for 8 here. But we're gonna be able to go. Oh, they're just gonna hit us down to for 4, which is fine. Shieldred, that's rough. Giant killer down. can go ahead and offer a trade here if we wanted to. Probably gonna take it. We'll see. They're probably gonna take the trade. Yeah. So now we have this Castle Ardenvale to pump out dudes. And we do have a Fateful for this Graveyard Trespasser, but the Adeline will also just punch through it. And since the token's like an auto block right now, we can always just send the extra token we have to always get a token in. So this token will die, but the next one will survive, so it'll just like keep going. We'll take a hit here. No hit, no play, huh? They're gonna flip their Graveyard Trespasser, which is fine. I drew a Copper Coat. We can just kill this and discard Copper Coat, which feels bad because they get a clue, but get us to combat. Hopefully we can get to combat before they crack that clue. So we have the Adeline trigger. So it's another body on the board. I'm a little nervous because we have... Okay, they drew a card. Okay. They're down to 5. We have a Mutavault. We have the Castle going. They have 3 cards. Okay, Blood Tithe. We could tap that and punch through still. They have a Blood Token and 2 cards. They're going to go ahead and cycle this card with a Blood Token. So it's another Empire. Okay. 2 cards. Okay. We got that one. Alright. I was getting a little nervous there. But the Recruitment Officer taking us 2 cards really helped a lot. And then Giant Killer removal. I'm going to run it back the way it is. And like... Hopefully we find some wedding announcements this game, because they're on the play. It'd be very nice to have some wedding announcements just coming up the board. This hand is unplayable. Unplayable. This is great. We'll keep this. We're gonna drop these bodyguards. Sand's a lot weaker, but it is a 5. I think it's a strong 5 here. Land would be a great draw step. Perfect. No 1-drop, but we're gonna ram Thalia onto. Force him to try to use a removal on it. And then we're going to jam a wedding announcement on 3. We have a kill spell for a Shieldred. Adeline's a great pickup here. So here's our Thalia. Bone Crusher, that's fine. Mutavault, put that out. This is a great combination of cards here. Mutavault land base. Got the wedding. Still got the second planes for the Adeline, which is notable. If this is a Shelly, we can just pop it. No, it's a Fable. Okay. think I'm just going to try to resolve the hopeful. And then we'll giant killer if we need to. Giant Killering a Bone Crusher is also an okay play if we want to get the board a little down. Because we can still tap Shieldred with the Giant Killer's tap ability if we need to later on. But we'd prefer to kill it. And also, if they were wrathing on this turn with an Extinction event, I didn't want my Adeline to die. Or whatever one they're using. Not interested in trading. We'll just take the 2 here. The wedding's going to flip the end of our next turn, so our tokens will be 2/2s, which is massive. So they did discard 2 lands. They played the Bone Crusher. So if we make it to the end step here, I'm going to go ahead and Giant Killer that, and then we can punch through and get a card off the wedding announcement. Tap land, okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Bone Crusher this Giant Killer, or Giant Killer this Bone Crusher. We'll take 2 to down to 16. Druid of Gonjo. I'm going to get the Giant Killer down. I'm going to use the Mute Vault to fire up a Mute Vault. I'm going to hold the Agonjo. I'm going to try to get a training trigger off of this Mute Vault. It's probably going to die. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we'll get 3 in, or it's 17. We're going to card off the wedding and it'll flip. Giant Killer's a great pickup. It says Shelly. Extinction event. Alright, what do you want? Okay, okay. They're looking to trade this token. And they got a vampire maybe. Bankbuster, it's a really good card. Okay. I'm gonna get this Adeline down. Get these tokens going. Adeline, a wedding announcement. Best friends forever. They got 1 card, but they're gonna draw for turn. They could trade here. No trades, huh? Interesting. Okay, they're going for a card. Extinction event again. Okay. Guess they're looking to trade this token now. I'm looking to trade this castle for it. Keep the token. Okay. So they're gonna take, well, they take 6, 7 still. Down to 4. We have a Giant Killer for Shieldred. We have 4 bodies attacking. We can Giant Killer on our turn if we need to as well. They got 3 cards though and 5 mana. They have a lot of stuff they can do here. Giant Killer, one of them down. We still have lethal. Bone Crusher. Alright, we have lethal. We're just gonna Giant Killer and then kill them. No, we didn't need to. We have Meatball still. That's how you do Rakdos.